Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Bible Business Plan Podcast. Super excited today because I've got another guest, another voice, another perspective on the podcast. My guest today is Peter Schott. Peter, welcome to the show.
Thanks. It's great to be here.
All right, tell everybody a little bit before we get started about what you do, what your spot is in the business world, and what you're doing for a living.
So I live and breathe mobile every day, whether it's selling business solutions, mobile applications, or my own business where we're building mobile apps for the animal feed and animal health industry. I help people understand when they say, I need an app for that, I ask them, do you really? And help
Right.
them kind of figure that out and what that looks like.
I needed you about 2 months ago when I said, we need an app.
Yeah.
We had an app developed for Flip Lifestyle. So I should have talked to you. You could
Too
help
bad
me.
we didn't talk. Well,
I know. I didn't meet you until just like a week or two ago.
V2. There's always a V2.
Right. Exactly. Right. You can help me with Flip Lifestyle 2.0. Okay?
There you go.
All right. So we'll worry about that later. Today we're going to talk about the Bible. We're going to get into the Word a little bit.
If it's flipped twice, is it right side up or upside down?
That's a good question. That is a really good question. That could if we may have to stick with the alpha, because if we do a beta, we're going to turn the whole brand back upside down, and we don't want to do that again. So, that was a good one. All right, let's jump into our Bible verse today. Talk a little bit to our Christian entrepreneurs that are listening to the podcast today, getting their devotion in, getting the Word in, and getting their day started right. What is your favorite Bible verse that has business implications, or maybe a guiding verse that helps you conduct business and manage those relationships in the business world?
So can I do more than one verse?
You sure can. Everybody always asks that.
Yeah,
Every guest that comes on is like, I got more than one. I'm like, bring it, man. We'll double down. That's just over-delivering the extra value on the podcast today.
No,
so yes, you can do too.
It's the whole chapter. It's Psalm 1.
There you go.
And just, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. And so for me, when I think about that in a business context, I think, business is life and life is business to a degree that,
sure,
you're not just one person at work or your business than you are at home, than you are at church, than you are with your friends. It's all the same thing, right? And so why are you running your business? What are you doing? What are the foundations of that? So for me, in the business I started, there's three of us that are founders, and we all just happen to be Christians, which is really nice to have that perspective and that, just the integrity and wanting to do the right thing. But the deeper person, that why are you doing the right thing? What do you want to do to have the delight in the law of the Lord and, meditate on that day and night is really important, just to keep that focus and keep grounded in that. And then, being planted by the streams of water that yield its fruit in season, right? People think, oh, I'm going to have a business and it's going to be an overnight success and I'm going to be this or that. It yields its fruit in its season, and
it takes a long time to become an overnight success. You ever heard that?
Amen.
That's
yeah.
what I always say, man. Yeah.
So the business I founded with my co-founder, Matthew, him and I met and first generally started talking about this idea 8 years ago when I was working for another group. And a year and a half ago, we started actually working on the business, and to now we're just getting our first customers on it. Yeah. And so it wasn't something that we just woke up one day and decided to do. And it, that's what everyone thinks is going to happen. You kind of hope it does, but you need to go through those seasons, right? And so the only way you can get through those seasons is to have a foundation in the Lord and in His Word. Otherwise, you drift, or you get angry, or you get greedy, or you get all those things that are part of our nature that we don't want those to be the idol that we're committing our work and our days to.
Wow, that's an amazing passage, dude. And like, I always say this to people, like when I started the Bible Businessman podcast, I did a lot of research, like I tried to find like 100 Bible verses about business, right? Because I was like, this is going to be a pretty short podcast if I can't do this. You know what I mean? But like, it's so funny because everybody that comes on has a passage I've never even considered or didn't even study or didn't even think about. And when you read this out loud, like even what you were saying, like all those things you just said are like, that's mind-blowingly true about how as Christian entrepreneurs we should run our business. And then like this part that stuck out to me, the wicked, the sinners, the scoffers. How many Christian entrepreneurs are Christian are Christians. They go to church and they do those things, but then they go to the conference and they run with the world and they act like the world and they speak like the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that word scoffers, like it just totally like, like mind blowing. The little gift. It's like, you know what I mean? like God's telling us here, like, who should you be hanging around? What other entrepreneurs should be masterminding with?
Right,
like,
exactly.
Are you going to hang around the wicked who are robbing people, the sinners who are just out going crazy, and like the scoffers? How many business owners and entrepreneurs get crushed before they even get started by people who are scoffing and
They get shot down by people that mean well, and they want the best for them, and they don't want them to get hurt or this or that, but they undermine their ideas, and people won't act on something before it even has a chance.
Man, I'll tell you what. That's deep. Hey, we don't usually do this, but let's read that again, just because now that we've talked about it a little bit. I know there's people listening to this one going, "My mind, the gears are turning right now." You know what I mean? But knock that out again and just read that whole passage one more time.
And I am reading it. Unfortunately don't have it memorized, so just truth and advertising.
I can't memorize Bible. People always say, "Man, I get so mad at people that memorizes all the Bible verses." Because I'm like, man, I got Google. I'll just go find it again. I'll read it again. But I can't memorize them either. So
I do get flashes of I used to work with kids, and this is one of the passages they had to memorize, and I had to memorize it with them. And for fun, we would do actions and stuff. Just to, these teenagers. Picture these kids acting like a river and stuff. So I see that when I'm reading this.
Mnemonic device.
That's right. Yeah. So Psalm 1, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore, the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish.
Oh, I'm printing that out and putting it on my wall.
It's good stuff.
That's great stuff. Well, listen, man, thank you so much for sharing that passage today. And just an awesome, awesome passage of the Bible that we can take and put right on top and imprint on our businesses. Let everybody know where they can find you online. Maybe they want to talk to you a little bit about this verse, or where can people connect with you?
So you can look for me on Twitter. My handle is Peter from Fargo, Peter from Fargo, Fargo. You can look me up on LinkedIn. Those are probably the two best spots to find me to start.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, thanks again for sharing. And for everybody listening, go print that passage out and tape it on your wall today. You're going to be blessed. It says it first sentence. So do that, be blessed, and we will see you tomorrow.